Welcome to Byte-Sized Tech, where we like to blend casual conversations with some hopefully insightful discussions on the latest in technology and gadgets.
I think that's a good way to put it.
You know, it's funny how we interact with tech every single day without really thinking about the massive companies and decisions behind them.
It's true.
Like take Pokemon Go, for example.
Okay.
Millions are out there catching these virtual creatures,
Mm.
but the company behind it, Niantic Labs,
Right.
is being acquired by Scopely,
Yeah.
a company backed by Saudi Arabia for a whopping $3.5 billion.
That's huge.
That's a serious power move in the gaming world.
It is. And what's fascinating here is how this ties into Saudi Arabia's larger strategy
Okay.
to become a global gaming powerhouse.
Interesting.
They've been making some strategic investments, and this Niantic acquisition is a big splash.
It really makes you think about the future of Pokemon Go, doesn't it?
For sure.
I mean, Niantic collects a ton of user data, including location information.
Yeah.
What happens to that data under new ownership?
That's a key question. Data privacy is a major concern, especially when a company with deep pockets like Saudi Arabia enters the picture.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how Scopely balances its business goals with user privacy concerns.
Okay, let's switch gears to something a little closer to home.
Okay.
Sonos, the home audio company, has apparently decided to stick to what they know best.
Okay.
They've reportedly scrapped plans for a streaming video player,
Interesting.
choosing instead to focus on their core audio products.
This makes sense given the current landscape.
Yeah.
The streaming market is already incredibly crowded.
So crap.
And breaking into it would require Sonos to offer something truly unique.
Right.
They'd need a product that goes beyond just good sound quality.
Right.
Seamless integration with smart home ecosystems, maybe even features that leverage their expertise in audio to enhance the video experience.
Yeah, I get that. It's like trying to compete with Netflix by simply having a bigger TV.
Exactly.
You need something special to stand out.
For sure.
It makes you wonder if Sonos is playing it safe after that not-so-great app redesign they had last year.
Uh-oh.
You know, the one that had everyone scratching their heads.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out how to adjust the bass on my speaker.
Right. Sometimes it feels like companies overthink these app redesigns.
Too much.
But speaking of challenges, another curveball hitting the tech industry comes in the form of tariffs.
Oh.
President Trump's 20% tariffs on goods from China are impacting consumer tech, like smartphones and computers.
Okay. And what does that mean for us, the consumers? Higher prices.
Most likely, companies will probably have to pass on those increased costs to us.
Yeah.
Imagine tariffs as an extra toll booth on the road to getting your tech gadgets.
Okay.
It makes the journey more expensive.
So what are tech companies doing to navigate this tariff situation?
Right.
Are they stuck?
Not necessarily. Some companies might consider moving their manufacturing operations outside of China.
Okay.
We could see a diversification of the tech supply chain, which could have long-term implications.
Interesting.
It's like finding alternate routes to avoid that expensive toll booth.
Okay, now for something that really piqued my interest, Google has unveiled Gemma 3,
Okay.
a family of open-source AI models designed to run locally on devices like phones and PCs.
Wow.
This isn't just some cloud-based AI. This is powerful AI right there in your pocket.
Gemma 3 is a pretty big deal in the AI world. Think of it as having a mini supercomputer in your pocket.
Cool.
One of the coolest things about running AI locally is that it addresses privacy concerns.
Okay.
Your data stays on your device instead of being sent to the cloud.
Right.
And get this, it enables offline functionality.
Oh, wow.
Imagine using Google Translate on your phone even when you're off the grid.
That's incredible, offline AI. It seems like science fiction is becoming reality.
I know, it's really cool.
But while Google is making waves, some are saying Apple's AI strategy is showing some cracks.
Oh.
Especially when compared to Google's recent advancements, is Apple falling behind?
It's a hot topic for sure. While Apple has integrated AI into features like Siri and Face ID, they've been more cautious about releasing cutting-edge AI models to the public. They might be playing the long game, focusing on specific applications where AI can enhance the user experience rather than going all in on the latest AI trends.
So maybe they're not falling behind, just taking a different path.
It's possible.
They're known for their sleek design and user-friendly interfaces.
Right.
Maybe they're waiting for the right moment to unveil their AI master plan. But hold on, we have a bonus insight that's straight out of a sci-fi movie.
Okay.
Anthropic CEO is predicting that a staggering 90% of code could be generated by AI in the next 3 to 6 months.
Wow, 90%. That's a huge chunk of coding.
What does that mean for the future of software development? Are we going to see AI take over coding jobs?
It's certainly a disruption, but not necessarily a takeover. It's more likely that AI will become a powerful tool for developers,
Oh.
automating repetitive tasks and helping them write code more efficiently. Think of it like this. Instead of writing, every single line of code, developers will become more like architects,
Right.
designing the overall structure and letting AI handle the grunt work.
That's an interesting analogy.
Mm.
Sounds like AI could free up developers to focus on more creative and complex tasks.
Exactly. It's about using AI to augment human capabilities, not replace them entirely.
Sounds good.
Yeah. It's a fascinating time to be in tech, that's for sure. But this whole AI-generated code thing,
Yeah.
it's making me think about the broader impact on jobs.
Right.
What happens to those who specialize in the tasks AI might excel at?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It's easy to get swept up in the excitement of new technology, but we can't forget about the human element.
Right.
We've seen this pattern before with automation and manufacturing.
Exactly. It's not about AI versus humans, but
Oh.
rather how we can adapt and leverage these tools to create new opportunities.
Yeah.
Maybe those coding specialists become the AI whisperers, the ones who train and fine-tune the algorithms to reach peak performance.
The AI trainers, now that's a career path I hadn't considered.
Right.
It seems like the key is going to be adaptability, learning to work alongside AI rather than fearing it.
Absolutely. Speaking of adapting, remember that Sonos decision to stick with audio?
Yeah.
It makes me wonder if they're missing out on a chance to innovate in a different way. What if, instead of a standalone video player, they created a system that uses their audio expertise to revolutionize how we experience sound in virtual reality?
Ooh, that's an interesting thought. Imagine a VR experience where the sound is so realistic, you feel like you're actually there.
Yeah,
It could be a way for them to leverage their strengths and tap into a growing market.
exactly. It's about thinking outside the box, finding those unexpected connections between seemingly disparate technologies.
Speaking of unexpected connections,
Yeah.
this whole conversation about AI taking over coding,
Right.
it makes me wonder about the future of creativity. Will AI start writing novels, composing symphonies, even designing video games?
It's a question that's on a lot of people's minds. We've already seen AI create some impressive works of art and music, but I think there's a fundamental difference between AI generating something based on patterns and data and a human pouring their heart and soul into a creative work.
I agree. There's something about human emotion, our experiences, our flaws, that gives art its power.
Yeah.
But maybe AI can become a tool for artists, a way to explore new ideas and push the boundaries of creativity.
That's an interesting perspective. Imagine an artist collaborating with AI to create something truly unique, something that neither could have achieved alone.
A fusion of human and artificial creativity. Now, that's something I'd love to see. But let's come back down to earth for a moment and talk about something a little more practical.
Okay.
Remember those tariffs we were discussing earlier?
Yeah.
How are they actually impacting specific companies?
Well, Apple is a great example. A significant portion of their manufacturing happens in China, so those tariffs directly impact their bottom line. They've reportedly been looking at ways to diversify their supply chain,
Yeah.
potentially moving some production to other countries.
So it's like a giant game of chess, with companies trying to anticipate each move and find the most advantageous position. But what about Google? They're heavily invested in AI, and AI development relies on massive amounts of data. Could those tariffs on Chinese-made tech eventually hinder their progress?
That's a great point. Access to data is the lifeblood of AI development. If those tariffs make it more expensive for Google to get its hands on the latest hardware, it could slow down their AI research.
It seems like there's a ripple effect. These tariffs aren't just about higher prices for gadgets. They could impact the pace of innovation itself.
It highlights the interconnectedness of the tech world. Every decision, every policy change can have far-reaching consequences.
Speaking of consequences, let's shift gears to a company that's not afraid to push the boundaries. Neuralink.
Oh, yeah.
Elon Musk's brain-computer interface company is aiming to connect our brains directly to computers.
Crazy.
It's a mind-blowing concept.
Mind-blowing. Literally, they've already demonstrated their technology in animals, allowing monkeys to control computers with their thoughts.
That's incredible. But what about the ethical implications connecting our brains to computers? Raises all sorts of questions about privacy, autonomy, even what it means to be human.
Those are the conversations we need to be having now before this technology becomes widespread. It's not just about the technical feasibility, it's about the societal impact. What safeguards do we need to put in place to ensure that this technology is used responsibly and ethically?
It's like opening Pandora's box.
Oh,
We need to be prepared for what might come out. But let's not get too dystopian.
okay.
Let's talk about something a little more grounded, transportation. What's the latest on self-driving cars? Are we all going to be chauffeured around by robots soon?
Not quite yet, but self-driving technology is advancing rapidly. Companies like Tesla Waymo and even traditional car manufacturers are pouring billions into developing autonomous vehicles.
I have to admit, the idea of a car that can drive itself is appealing. Imagine reclaiming all that time spent commuting, being able to relax, read a book, even take a nap while your car navigates traffic.
It's a tempting vision, but there are still hurdles to overcome. We need to ensure the technology is safe and reliable, and we need to address the legal and ethical questions surrounding self-driving cars.
Like, who's responsible if a self-driving car gets into an accident, and how do we prevent these systems from being hacked or manipulated?
Those are the crucial questions. It's not just about the technology itself, it's about the infrastructure, the regulations, the societal acceptance that needs to be in place.
It's a complex puzzle, but the pieces are starting to come together.
And speaking of complex puzzles, let's talk about the future of energy, with climate change looming large. What are the innovations that could help us transition to a more sustainable future?
Renewable energy sources like solar and wind power are becoming more efficient and affordable, but we also need to think about energy storage smart grids and finding ways to reduce our overall energy consumption.
It's a multi-pronged approach, and we can't forget about the role of individuals. Even small changes in our daily habits, like using energy-efficient appliances or reducing our reliance on cars, can make a difference.
It's a collective effort. We all need to be part of the solution. But let's not get too bogged down in the serious stuff.
Okay.
Let's talk about something fun. What's happening in the world of gaming?
Virtual reality gaming is becoming increasingly immersive, with companies like Meta pushing the boundaries of what's possible, and augmented reality gaming is starting to take off, blurring the lines between the virtual and real world.
I can see the appeal.
Yeah.
Imagine playing a game where your living room transforms into a fantastical battlefield, or going on a treasure hunt through your neighborhood using augmented reality clues.
It's a whole new way to experience gaming, and with the advancements in AI, we can expect to see even more realistic and engaging virtual worlds in the future.
It sounds like the future of gaming is going to be wild.
It really is. It makes you wonder what other kinds of entertainment are on the horizon.
We've been talking about these individual companies and their moves, but zooming out,
Yeah,
what are some of the broader trends you're seeing across the tech landscape?
it really is. It makes you wonder what other kinds of entertainment are on the horizon. We've been talking about these individual companies and the moves, but zooming out,
Yeah.
what are some of the broader trends you're seeing across the tech landscape?
One thing that keeps coming up is this convergence of different technologies.
Right.
We're seeing AI being integrated into everything from smartphones and cars to healthcare and even art.
Interesting.
It's like the lines between different industries are blurring and everything is becoming more interconnected.
I think that's a key insight. We're moving towards a more integrated and interconnected world where technology plays a central role in almost every aspect of our lives.
Yeah,
It's exciting and a bit overwhelming at the same time.
it is. And with that interconnectedness comes a whole new set of challenges. We talked about data privacy earlier, but there's also the issue of cybersecurity.
Right.
As our devices become more connected and AI plays a larger role, how do we ensure that our data is secure and that these systems aren't vulnerable to attacks?
That's a huge concern. It's like building a bigger and more complex house without thinking about the locks on the doors and windows.
Oh,
We need to be proactive in developing robust cybersecurity measures, and that involves not just technical solutions, but also educating people about online safety and responsible tech use.
it's a shared responsibility. We can't just rely on tech companies or governments to protect us. We all have a role to play in keeping our data safe. But let's shift gears for a moment
Okay.
and talk about something a little more optimistic. What are some of the tech advancements you're most excited about, the ones that have the potential to make a real difference in the world?
I'm really excited about the potential of AI in healthcare.
Okay.
We're already seeing AI being used to diagnose diseases, personalize treatments, and even develop new drugs. Imagine a world where AI can help us live longer, healthier lives.
That would be incredible. And what about the advancements in renewable energy with climate change being such a pressing issue? Are we making progress towards a more sustainable future?
We are seeing some promising developments. Solar and wind power are becoming more cost-effective, and battery technology is improving rapidly.
Okay.
But we need to accelerate the transition to clean energy if we want to avoid the worst effects of climate change.
It's a race against time, and technology is going to be a key factor in determining whether we win or lose. But it's not just about the big global challenges. Technology is also changing the way we live and work on a daily basis.
Absolutely. Remote work has become the norm for many people thanks to advancements in communication technology. And we're seeing more and more automation in the workplace, which is freeing up humans to focus on more creative and strategic tasks.
It's a whole new way of working. And with those changes come new opportunities and new challenges. We need to think about how we train people for the jobs of the future and how we ensure that everyone benefits from these technological advancements, not just a select few.
That's a crucial point. Technology has the potential to be a great equalizer, but we need to be mindful of the potential for inequality and make sure that everyone has access to the tools and resources they need to succeed in this rapidly changing world.
Well said. It's not just about the technology itself. It's about how we use it to create a better future for everyone.
I think that's a great note to end on. Technology is a powerful force, and it's up to us to shape it in a way that benefits humanity and creates a more just and sustainable world.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the tech world. We hope you've enjoyed the conversation and learned something new.
It's been a pleasure exploring these topics with you.
Thanks for tuning into Byte-Sized Tech. If you enjoyed the episode, like, comment, share, and subscribe for more fun tech discussions.